everybody, it's Hexa and today's video is coming at you from a different location. I'm sitting on my bed right now as I'm filming this. I had this great idea for this amazing video and I was like, yes, I'm going to film it today. But then I had to take notes and do a little bit of research and all that stuff. And then I wanted to do my makeup and then it was dark. So I'm sorry, the whole like cold weather and days getting shorter thing is kind of screwing up my filming schedule, so I hope you guys don't mind the change of scenery. There's a good resolution for me. Stop waiting until it's dark to start filming. But anyways, as you guys have probably seen by the title of this video, today we're going to be talking about New Year's resolutions and how to set them effectively and how to stick to them. I'm just going to go ahead and say before I start on this video that if you guys find any of the points in this video useful, please share this with your friends. I feel like setting New Year's resolutions is such a universal thing and failing at them is also an equally universal thing. So I think anybody can profit from a video like this, and if you find any of this helpful, just please share with your friends to help them out with their New Year's resolutions. Alright, so tip number one is to keep your list short and sweet. My general guideline is to keep it somewhere around 10 New Year's resolutions at the most. If you have a lot of like smaller goals, like really small projects or one-time thing, like bucket list type of goals, then you can bump that up to maybe 15. And I think the magic number would be 12 because there's 12 months in a year, so keep it a low number of New Year's resolutions because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. As Tim Ferriss says, if you don't have time, you don't have priorities. So for your New Year's resolutions, I would definitely say stick to the things that are really priorities to you. Stick to the things that you really want to do. And then if you feel like you're doing really well with your goals and you're trudging along nicely and everything is going smoothly, then you can feel free to add more throughout the year if you want to. Nobody said that you can't do that. You know, let's break some rules. If you want to add more resolutions to your list of New Year's resolutions throughout the year as you cross things off the list, then do that. But from the beginning, don't overwhelm yourself. So again, keep your list short and sweet. Tip number two is that anything that can be measured quantitatively, that is a word. Anything that can be measured quantitatively should be. So anything that you could put a number on. I talked about this in, so anything that you, I need water. I just ate a Ferrero Rocher, like the little nutty praline things, and there's like just pieces of little almond or something in my throat. I'll be back in a sec. I am back with some peppermint tea. Okay, so I talked about this in my other goal setting video. I will link it somewhere in the info box. If you can put some kind of number on your goal, do that because it will make it a lot more specific, and specific goals are easier to stick to. So for example, one of the most common goals that people set is to lose weight. So if you want to lose weight, how many kilograms do you want to lose? Write that number down. Be specific. If you want to read more, how many books do you want to read this year? If you want to exercise more, how many kilometers do you want to run this year? Or how many times do you have to go to the gym every month? If you want to drink less alcohol, which is another really common one, okay, how much is less? If you're drinking 10 shots every time you go out with your friends and now you bring that down to 9, is that less enough? How much is less? 2 drinks, 10 drinks, 20 drinks? You know, if you don't put down a number for it, it's easy to be like, this is a little bit less than usual, so it's fine, I'm doing good, I'm doing less, you know, I'm drinking less, I'm sticking to my goal. And, you know, with losing weight, you can be like, I lost 2 kilograms in a year, that's fine, I did something, it's less. But that's not what you really want. What you want is results, right? So put down a number that encompasses what your goal is. Number 3 is to pace yourself. Split your quantitative or measurable goals into months. So if you want to lose 24 kilograms this year, I'm just saying that because it makes the math easier. If you want to lose 24 kilograms this year, that means you need to lose 2 every month to stay on track. If you want to read a certain number of books this year, split that by 12. How many books do you have to read in a month? Because, you know, at the beginning of the year, you're like, I want to read 50 books this year. And you're like, oh, that's easy, like 50 books in 1 year, I can do that. But then that adds up to reading 3 or 4 or 5 books every month. And then all of a sudden in the short term, it's like, that's a little bit harder. Like I have to actually work. I have to actually make an effort to stick to this goal. So I would highly recommend getting yourself a journal and actually writing this stuff down. Tip number 4 is to have monthly goal reminders. So like I said, get yourself a journal and then set monthly goals. Every single month, remind yourself what your New Year's resolutions are, what you need to do this month to be able to stay on track with your goals. And then if you want, you can also do like focus goals. So again, a shorter goals list is going to serve you better than a really long one, because a long one is hard to keep track of and you forget. You know, you don't remember everything that is on that list. So keep it short and sweet at the beginning of every month. And for example, if you're doing really well with your weight loss goal, you found some recipes you like and you're on track. You know, if you start in January and you're really struggling with your weight loss, but by March you have figured out the recipes that you like and you're staying on track with your weight loss, then maybe you don't need to remind yourself to do that anymore. And instead, you want to focus on another one of your goals that you're maybe not doing so well at. So if you wanted to learn to draw better, and you haven't been going to your art classes, and you haven't been practicing a lot, make that your focus goal for that month to kind of help you to push yourself to work harder on the goals that you're struggling with. You need to keep track of your goals and check your progress consistently month by month, because if you don't do that, that's how time gets away from you, and all of a sudden it's the end of the year and you're like, oh my god, I haven't done anything on my list of New Year's resolutions. Tip number 5 is to schedule things. So goals that are not like a long-term goal, but just something you have to do once. Like, for example, if you wanted to go on vacation this year, or if you wanted to cross something off your bucket list that you've always been afraid to do, like bungee jumping, or going on a roller coaster, or being in a helicopter ride, or something like that, put that on your schedule. Plan it. Put it on the calendar. Don't put it off. That's a great saying. Put it on the calendar. Don't put it off. If you keep telling yourself, I'll get around to it eventually, I'll do it eventually, I have time, I have a whole year, it's gonna get away from you. That time is gonna get away from you. So decide on a month when you're going to do that bucket list item and just put it on the schedule, plan everything, save up, and do it. Organize it and make sure that you do that goal. Number 6 is to set deadlines. So this can be a deadline for your start time or your end time, or both. So for example, if you want to quit smoking, tell yourself, okay, I have to stop smoking. I have to start working on quitting smoking by this date, you know? So decide, by the beginning of March, I am going to stop smoking. Or at least I'm going to try, you know? But focus on doing it. Don't focus on trying. Focus on actually doing it and being strict with yourself for something like that. Or for example, if you wanted to do a huge declutter of your entire house and get rid of all of the useless things that you own, decide, I have to start by the 1st of April and I have to finish by the 15th of May. Whatever it may be, set yourself that deadline and tell yourself, I have to do it in this time frame, or I have to start by this day. Starting is the hardest part. The first step is the hardest step. So make sure that you actually have a date when you have decided you have to do it before that. Otherwise, you're just going to keep putting it off and keep being like, I've got time, I've got a whole year, I'll get around to it eventually. No, you won't. If you don't set yourself a time or a date by which you have to complete your goal, you're not going to get around to it. I can promise you, especially when it comes to these things that are difficult and unpleasant, if you don't set yourself a start time, you're just never going to start. Number 7 is to cross off irrelevant goals. So a year is a long time. And a year is long enough for our goals to change, our priorities to change, our life situation to change, our interests, our passions to change, you know. A lot can change within a year. And if at some point during the year you realize that one of your goals has become irrelevant, that you no longer want to accomplish that goal, it's no longer helpful to you to accomplish that goal, and you don't want to do it anymore, or it's not constructive for you anymore, physically cross it off. You don't want any distractions, so go back to your New Year's resolutions list, hopefully in your goal setting journal, and cross it off. Just erase it from that list so that you don't get distracted by it in any way. Alright, and number 8 is, if you screw up, start again. Everybody likes to set New Year's resolutions, you know, new year, new me. It's a great time to set goals, but it's not the only time that you can set goals. And you don't have to wait until next year to set your goals and to, you know, start working on them again. If you find that it's like July and you haven't done anything and you haven't worked towards any of your goals, it's fine. You still have time. Every single day is a day that you can start working towards your goals. So if you find that you screwed up and you haven't been taking your goals seriously, look back over them. Maybe you made a list that's too long. Maybe some of your goals are overwhelming. Maybe some of your goals have become irrelevant. Cross out the ones that you feel you are not in the right time in your life or in the right mindset to work on, and then choose the ones you want to prioritize. Choose the ones that are really important to you and keep working at them. It doesn't matter that it's technically your New Year's resolution and it's not the new year anymore. It's fine. It's okay. You've got time to still make a positive change in your life. So just go for it with a renewed sense of motivation and determination and keep going. It's okay to start again, and it's okay to fail. Everybody does, and just because you failed doesn't mean you should quit or give up or wait until the next new year to set new goals. Any day of your life is a good day to start improving, so if you find that you've gotten to a point where you just haven't done anything for your New Year's resolution all year, just look over them again and decide that you're going to start now. It's an ongoing effort. A lot of New Year's resolutions are like long-term things like weight loss and eating healthy and quitting smoking and whatever, and those things take a lot of work and a lot of time, and they're overwhelming and they can be really difficult, and you know, don't beat yourself up because you're struggling. Everybody struggles and it's okay. You have nothing to be ashamed of in any way. So yeah, just look over your goals again and be like, you know what, it's fine. I wasn't off to a good start, but I'm gonna start making a change now. So like, you know, for example, I had set a New Year's resolution to read 2 books every single month. And I didn't do that for the first half of the year. It was only in July that I started, and I've actually been keeping up with that goal really well. So, you know, I really focused on that goal in the second half of the year, and it's okay. You know, of course I'm upset that I didn't do better in the beginning of the year, but it's okay because I at least managed to... What the heck just happened out there? Holy fuck. What? There's a gigantic truck in our compound. It kind of looks like a fire truck, but it's dark out, so I don't know. It's just there's a big truck. What the hell was I saying? Oh my gosh. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. The truck scared me. I'm sorry. But anyways, anytime is a good time to start. As long as you can make the most out of the time that you have left in the year, you've done a good job. You've done the best that you could, and you should be proud of yourself for that. Anyways, those were my tips for how to set effective New Year's resolutions and stick to them. I hope you guys liked this video and found it helpful and useful. Let me know if I should make a video on recommended New Year's resolutions. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like New Year's resolutions are so, like, personal, and I don't know if it would be worthwhile to make a video like that, but let me know if anybody would be interested in doing that. I'm not sure if I'll do it, but if anybody actually says in the comments that they would like to hear my take on some good New Year's resolutions, then maybe I will. Anyways, guys, that is it for this video. If you like this video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat for more, and you can donate to my Patreon down below to support me and my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!